lopsided victory by Boat over yours truly. Come on, Pickney, get it together. But like I've said before with this game, this Blockchain Brawlers, you can tell it's a good game because you can lose a match and still enjoy it. All right. So do I have to give a new code every time? All right, what's going on here? What's this business? Am I still hosting? The lounge is not letting me in. Man. Anybody got a 20 so I can tip the bouncer? All right, we'll see who's in Gen Pop right now. Room 1. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mace. Well, it's not letting me make any connections here either. Time waiting. Let's try again. Room 1. It's a funny thing for me for years and years in broadcasting. I worked as a television news producer. I produced morning newscasts for years. But as far as on-air stuff with sports, I've also been a sports broadcaster for many years. It's something I love to do. And this is sort of a play on that with live streaming. There's a lot of games. It's either I'll get motion sick playing them, or my hands will start hurting because I'm 45 years old and it sucks to get old. Spoiler. It's not any fun. But I do a lot of typing, so if I have to choose between, wear and tear on my body for what I do, I've got to pick my spots as far as games go. So this is great. It's click a few things, but it's very strategic. It's fast-paced. It's a lot of fun when it wants to work. Wait, did I do something wrong here? Yeah, that'd be great. I'd love to see a challenge on you. That's what I want to do eventually. This is running on a 1-minute delay, and maybe there'll be some times where somebody could stream snipe it. But it's not like you can count cards in this game because the pool of 32 cards, the 1 through 8 that... Okay, what's going on here? Hey, look, it's opening. It's really more dress rehearsal than anything. Look, it's 70% done, right? But I'm telling you, this is so much fun to play. And when you live stream and play, for me, it's a real thrill. And that was the 60% version. I guess my music stopped. I'm not going to mess with that right now. I know it's just very soft in the background. I've got to do something better as far as my music organization. I've got a lot of tracks that I used for when I was playing NHL 04 Rebuilt. And, yeah, 45, I know, right? And it's like when I moved to Tampa in 2001. I was 23 years old. I had a top 20 market, full-fledged news producer position. And from that point forward, it's like somebody hit fast forward on my life because it just flown by. Man. All right. I wonder if I need to restart this. I'm not in a spot where I can look at Discord easily. I already have 2 computers tied up with this. My third's over there at my desk where I do like the stuff that's not so fun, the business side of stuff. Oh, let's see. Well, again, I'll go through this. Well, I'm stalling to see if there's something I need to do. Let's see. So the 6 wrestlers you can choose from, and for the purposes of this beta, this browser beta, they all function the same. That would be interesting with spectator mode. There's a lot of potential. I'm just happy that the stream's working properly. This morning I thought I had the 1-minute delay built in when I was testing it out streaming with Retromania, but I didn't. It's like, well, I knew people especially here in the US, it's getting, East Coast, it's 20 minutes till midnight. People are getting tired. Not everybody works my crazy schedule. I think years of working overnights in TV broke my internal clock as far as sleep goes. But the nice thing when it's 2 in the morning and I need to spend 60 minutes just coding like crazy, I don't have to worry about anybody texting me, no phone calls usually. And, I can put stuff to the side and say, okay, I can, there's nice sports on in the background. I can concentrate. And for me, that works out. For a lot of people, that wouldn't be viable, but I'm not most people. Yeah, finishing the game, that definitely, the developers have something special here, and they know what they're doing with this It's interesting, really, in the Discord. It's like these two parallel lanes. There are people like me that are, I guess, really in both, but on one side, you got people that are very much in tune with this game and the potential. I mean, pro wrestling, especially for a place like Web3 that is very much heavy on nostalgia in many ways, pro wrestling is terribly underrepresented. And I can tell you firsthand from trying to acquire pro wrestling IP, there is a lot of surliness about it from certain people in certain circles. And so I can understand why with blockchain brawlers, it's a lot easier if you own all your IP or most of it. They license Ric Flair, of course, but if you want to have some kind of wacky, fun storylines, you don't have to worry about hurting somebody's feelings or, real life stuff. That it's pro wrestling, so it always happens. The craziest stuff intertwines from real life and the storylines. Okay, the clock's moving now, so there's at least that. And as much as I think this will be a very much, for me, this is like, I was complaining before about Discord and how it keeps stuff from search engines. Here's the opposite. Live streaming is going to expose this game to so many people. People that like pro wrestling, but like something like Deo, who's an awesome scam baiter. Deo Club. Shout out to Deo. Like, I don't know if he wants to play this game, but he might on a live stream sometime, particularly when people see that it's so much fun to play and live stream at the same time. I know there are a lot of WWE fans. I'm not going to say a lot of positive things about WWE, so if that's a problem for you, you're in the wrong place. But I don't need to just dump on them because they are making some improvements. Okay, let's see if I can do the room crate again, because that actually worked before. Okay, I've got a code, URTEE. Stand by. So I guess I can type this in chat, URTEE. You can see it on screen as well, but it probably helps to actually have the visual with us having that 1 minute delay on the stream. Yeah, with the tournaments, I'm not sure how much a lot of this has been good-natured thus far, and inevitably, the more the competition stacks up and the more people you bring in, you're going to have some heat between certain people. And that's pro wrestling, though, right? That's part of it sometimes. The nice thing, though, with something like this, I can take the slow parts out. Talk about another scam baiter, Renoa Poison. Love what Renoa does. She has an awesome, awesome live stream. And she has this new channel on YouTube called Renoa Antidote. And it's like the scam baiter stuff, and they take out the slow stuff in between. It's not all chopped up like some scam baiter stuff is. That really isn't for me. I prefer the long stuff because that's the impressive. That's you're conning the con and you're doing it for hours. So, of course, a pro wrestling fan like me is going to love that. It says you need to join, but not. That's odd. It would tell me I need to join, but I can't. Oh, my goodness. Well, maybe let's try this again. Again, this is work in progress. Oh, I need a better code than that. If you give me a 1 or an I, give me another one. Okay, here we go. OJDB4. Like a bingo game live on Twitch, but not bingo. So was it OJDB4? All right, stand by. Yes, just like Old Dirty Bastard, the late ODB. Wu-Tang Clan is forever. Yeah, the tournament's going to be interesting. I got very lucky making the Final Four. The way that this game plays, to have it where it's single elimination, like if a tennis tournament was all one set, you wouldn't necessarily have a true representation of somebody's skill level in that kind of a setting. So, and I caught a couple of buys as far as people that no-showed. So it makes it sound a lot more impressive, 4th out of 128, but a lot of people didn't show up. I got very lucky. ACG, I thought I was going to get knocked out right away because I was in that same side of the bracket, in the Colt bracket, but ACG lost. And so I thought I was fortunate on that. I was on a cold streak against ACG. But and really, I should have gone through and done this while the in-between time was happening with the beta release with my music as far as getting everything. Because I have like some songs I like, but I've cut like to 45 seconds to use for arena sounds. But really just have something in the background. And I'm sure they'll have actual music in the game when the full game launches. That's another problem, though, in some ways, given the absolute headache that is trying to handle music and live streaming. DMCA does not work the way it was designed to. But that happens when you've got years and years of lobbying on top of something from the 1990s. So I'm going to have to start resetting these. There's a 0 or a O or an I or a 1. You can't customize your VIP lounge, apparently. Oh, my goodness. I wouldn't have live streamed if I thought it was going to be like this. It wasn't like this before. But, hey, I can tell you from doing years of live television, you can have a rundown. You can have everything timed to the second. And breaking news happens, and you're building sandcastles when you're putting newscasts together. You can't get emotionally attached to them. You learn that very early in the business. Okay, let's see. Well, we're doing another code because this is just not working. New host code. No, not you. No. An O and a 0? Really? Are you trying to antagonize me? I'm using one with a 1 or an I. I told you that. As if they can hear me. On a 1 minute, 1 minute delay, no less, talking to a computer. Come on. The RNG on this is poor. Here we go. LB72A. There's no mistake in that. LB728. Stand by, please. Oh yeah, I'm not sure how to say some of these people's names. So if I mispronounce or say somebody's name wrong, please just let me know. I'm not doing it to say it incorrectly intentionally. But yeah, BUHT. I had a bunch of losses against BUHT, and it's not like It's just I noticed that going through when I would, because I'm going to the trouble of archiving this stuff. I'm going to put who I played against in the time code. Otherwise, why bother? But in doing that, you see who you play against. Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's BUHT. BUHT beat me several times. And it wasn't like I cried because I didn't make the finals, because I knew that would have been a tough opponent. A very worthy first champion. And the tournament went, considering there were 2 matches I had that had to be restarted, that sometimes is like a recipe for trouble. But there are a lot of really cool people in that Discord. And again, Discord as a whole is, pros and cons. But one of the strong pros, you can have some really strong communities. I wasn't in early on blockchain brawlers. I saw those legendary prices out there. I thought, what in the world is this? And what pulled me into this to begin with is being like, what in the world's going on with this? I'm curious. Why are people so excited about NFTs? This stuff looks stupid. I went to OpenSea. I thought this stuff is stupid. But then I saw Crypto Stash. I'll forever be grateful to him because his videos helped me to figure out the wax system, setting up a wallet, setting up what became the NashvilleLou collection, all that. And once I saw that, it's like a light went off because I could see at some point in the future, you're going to have an intersection between traditional games, mobile gaming, which is already a bit of a blend anyway, and then Web3 gaming. And as much as people hear NFT and get nuclear heat with me over it, look, that's what they're called. So people react that way. So I don't use those letters. But you tell them Web3 and you can get by with it, at least for now. Give CNBC a month and maybe it'll be different. God, some of those financial channels are so anti-crypto that they're like, I think it has clouded their judgment when it comes to certain topics. And I say this, somebody that worked in the news business for years, and it gives a lot of latitude because there's a lot of misunderstanding about how that works. But look, when the fix is in it, I know it, okay? We could talk about daily fantasy sports in the New York Times, but maybe this isn't the venue for that. So am I not just trying the last one? Unknown, then gone. Well, this is not working out very well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play against the computer for a little bit. Narrator. No, he wouldn't. All right, well. You know what I'm going to do? Let's see. No, I'm not going to use this code. Come on. This is a rib now. This is a friggin' rib. No zeros, no ones. It's not that tough. Although it didn't really work anyway when I had easily tellable. Okay, there we go. Let's try this one. If I had tried to stream the tournament, it would have been very unwieldy for me. If this feels unwieldy, imagine that times like 5. There we go. 6Y CVS. Okay, stand by. Okay. But I would imagine, yeah, you're an audience getting to watch you go multiple rounds like that. It's just for that particular tournament, and I know that was something that was done when you try and put a tournament like that together manually with a lot of people that don't really know each other, some at all, and make it happen in a reasonable amount of time. I thought that tournament went, all that considered, went about as well as you could hope. But it was fun, and to me, that showed what's possible with a game like this. You get enough people, and we've just barely scratched the surface. And whether it's blockchain brawlers today or another game on down the road, this is the ultimate, I think, for people that enjoy live streaming and interacting with people in a gaming platform. So much potential. The big challenge can be, though, getting those connections to stick. Yeah, and I understand to a large degree that, and some of it is not only just coverage, but it comes to ultimately the power over the economy. That gets like some big picture stuff. That's like the kind of stuff I want to escape from when I come to live stream. I want to have fun, play some games. We can talk about the stuff that's relevant, certainly. But yeah, there's a lot to it. But I think that the more people see the reality of it, because the problem is, look, people hear the letters NFT, and they think of some douchebag who's got $10 million from a trust fund that he didn't earn is out there buying a JPEG for $5 million and just throwing his money away. That's the perception some people have been given of that. And trying to get people to see, the best way for me to explain it is WWE Supercard, right? I paid to buy this, a Season 1 Arn Anderson. Now that card that I paid $15 for in 2015, there's almost none of them in the game. I could fetch a lot of money if I could sell it. if I could sell my account that has that and the Undertaker, the Pro Undertaker that almost nobody has, that they gave away on Twitter, and I got 2 of them because I figured out their schedule because they dropped on the top of the hour. It didn't take some calculus to figure that one out. But you can't sell them. Even though I paid for them, I can't get a refund for them. They're not going to give me my money back. That's not the way it works, pal. Not in that business model. So I put that out there and say, you tell me which one's a scam. You tell me which one's a hustle. The one where I can buy and sell stuff that I purchase with my own currency. Or this mobile game that has no guarantee of any long-term viability anyway. I remember the first time I saw that with a mobile game where they had ended it. It was one on Facebook. I despise Facebook. I've got an account on there. I probably should just close up shop, but I've had it there for so long. There may be people that need to reach me in some sort of emergency situation. That's the only place you can find me, so fine. God, I hate that place. This is not my platform here to complain about media in 2022, but I'm not. What am I going to complain about, though? The VIP lounge not let me in? Okay, this is not working right now. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to stop this feed. This is episode 7. It's going to be a standalone. We'll have the one match, and that's how it's going to be because this isn't working. I can only talk for so long without playing, and I can't play the computer. I'm not doing a service for my viewers. We're going to get there. It's going to be fun. But that's not what this is right now. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I may do an early morning AM. If they got this stuff working 3 or 4 hours from now, great. But I'm going to let them, I think for now, the best move for me is going to be to let them work some of the bugs out. I'll go back to the VIRL, the virtual in real life marketplace, and see if I can find some good deals on some cards or moves that are listed in Brawl. I'll talk more about Brawl later. That's a very interesting thing to me watching that. This whole thing to me is fascinating. And again, I know there's a lot of negativity as far as you give me a live microphone. I don't have that filter that I use when I write. That's life with a live stream. That's it for this broadcast. Thanks for watching. This is going to get better with this game and the actual. This is night 1. You're gonna. I knew there was a possibility for this. That's why I did the test run earlier. I thought there was a chance I might not live stream.